Hey everybody, sflogicninja here, or you can call me David Earl, I don't care. Coming at you with another tutorial based on automation and... oh yeah. Nice, isn't it? Yeah, what were we talking about? Oh yeah, automation. So there are basically two types of automation. There's online automation, there's offline automation. Offline automation means that logic doesn't have to be in play. Online automation means that logic has to be in play. Offline automation is where you meticulously create little nodes telling logic, hey, at this point I want this fader to be here. At this point I want it to be here. Whereas online automation, you just grab the fader and you put it in a certain mode, in an automation mode, and you turn that fader up and down and logic remembers it and then plays it back. The two things are compatible. If you do online automation, you can go back and correct your movements using offline automation. So the first thing I wanted to go over was offline automation, and then later on I'll go over online automation. But let's just hop into offline automation for now. To quickly get into the offline automation mode, hit A. There we go. Right now I've got volume up for automation. So there's a little sequence here. And I want to automate my plugin. I've got an ES2 here that I want to automate. So I'll open this up. Now I have two volume automations. That's not much good. Well, the reason that they do this is so that you can see multiple types of automation at one time per track. So I've got one ES2 track, but I've got two types of automation that I can look at. I've got volume, and then in this case I'm going to go to ES2, mix filter, MMF cutoff. And when I click in this area here, now once again this is automation mode, so if I hit A, this is regular track view. When I hit A again, this is showing me automation lanes. There's a little gray line going through this right now. If the line is gray, that basically tells me there's no automation happening right now. But the minute I click, it creates a node. A node is a point at which between this node and this node, I can create a change in volume. Okay? But like I said, I don't want to deal with volume right now, so I'm going to click on that node to get rid of it. I want to deal with the filter. So I'm going to go to ES2, mix filter, MMF cutoff. And I'm going to have the cutoff dip down and go back up, dip back down again, and cut there we go. So let's have a listen. Now if I open up the plugin while it's playing, I can actually watch the cutoff move. So that's pretty cool. So let's say I want to automate yet another parameter of this plugin. If I click on this arrow again, I get another lane. Now it copied the lane above it, but if I just click and hold on it, I'm going to go to envelope 3, decay. Envelope 3 is the volume envelope. The volume envelope on a synthesizer is always on. So I'm going to adjust the decay of that envelope so that after the initial hit, it decays down to the sustain section, and it'll sound something like this. More percussive at the bottom, more legato at the top. Now, how do you select nodes to move them around and stuff? Well, I kind of like how this section moved. So I'm going to hold Shift, and I'm going to select this area, and I'm just going to move it to the left. Now, if I grab that same area while holding Option down and pull it right, it actually copies the area. That's pretty handy. So then I'll do the same thing down here. And then I'll click right there to get rid of that node. And if I want to deselect whatever I have selected, I just hold Shift and click in the background. Easy enough. Now one other little trick is if I hold Command and I grab this area here and pull it down, it scales all the automation down. can do this with volume, you can do it with pan, you can do it with anything that's on that channel strip. So if I popped open a send, like if I go to bus 1, and bus 1 has a reverb on it, I can automate that send to the reverb. So check it out. I'll open this up. I'll click and hold. I'm going to go to main, send 1. That's the send of the reverb. And I'll automate it. Click, click. So check this out. Pretty fun, huh? Try it out. Tell me what you think. If you ever want to erase, like this can get kind of messy, you get a whole bunch of lines happening within your song. If you want to delete it, go to Options, Track Automation, and you'll see that you have all kinds of options here that you can deal with. Delete currently visible automation, delete all automation, etc., etc. Now a little bit later I'll go over hyper editing and I'll go over online automation. But try this out for now, okay? Until our next cartoon, ciao. There's another one coming.